So we're just going back over Fridays. We're finishing this up. So again, there's 4 groups and there's 8 items altogether. So there would have to be, we just said, 2 in every one, such that if I added this, okay, shouldn't hear voices, such that if I added it, I would have 8. So there's 2 in every group. So therefore, 8 divided by what? Divided by 4 would be 2. Then let's look at this one. There's 14 in all. There's 7 groups. By the way, what is 7 plus 7? 14. So if I take 14 divided by 7, oh, I'm not going to get 7. How many 7s are in 14? How many 7s? 2 of them. So 14 in all, 7 groups, there would be 2. So there would be 2 in every group. In other words, if I multiplied back, 2 times 7 is 14, or 14 divided by 7 is 2. So therefore, what number am I going to put first? 14. And if I divide it into 7 groups, there would be 2 people in every group. Yes. I'm sorry, say that again? Yeah, I think it just has the end numbers here. It has the 2 and the 2. All right. Then this one. 16, there's only 2 groups. So there's only 2 groups. How many would I have to have in each group? 8. Because 8 and 8 is 16. I'd have to have 8 here and 8 here. So 16 divided by 2 groups is 8 in every group. So therefore, 16 divided by 2 is going to be what? 8. And again, I think I said Friday that if I'm dividing it by 2, I'm cutting this number in half. I'm splitting it right in 2. Then, and again, you can always multiply back to check. 8 times 2 is what? Is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then let's do this one. There's 6 in all. There's 6 equal groups. Luke, what do you think? There's 2. In fact, I could say blank times 6 will give me 12. Well, it's 2. Yes, ma'am. Well, I didn't mean to say that if I did. There's 12 in all, and it's 12 in all divided by 6 groups would be 2. And again, check back. 2 times 6 would be 12. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. What number am I going to put here? 2. Now this time there's 15 students, and I'm dividing it up into 1, 2, 3 rows. Who thinks they know how many is going to be in each? Tristan, what?
5.
I think 5. And is 5 times 3 15? So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then, this one's a hard one. There's 24 people altogether, and I've got 1. So if you can't figure it out, I've got, oh, this is a lot of groups.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
And we're doing this without looking at the multiplication table.
It's 6.
Well, if I go 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18, plus 6 is 24. It's not 6. It has to be a smaller number. What do you think, Estelle?
4.
I think you're right. I think there's going to be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So 24 divided by 6 is 4, and 4 times 6 is 24. So if I had 24 people and divided up among 6 groups, there would be 4 in every group. So sometimes it might help you to draw it What's that? There's 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put the bottles away, please. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I checked off the 2, the 8. So let's check that one. Another 2, a 5, and a 4. So we've checked off all of those. Okay, the last page. Let's get this done. Oh, we had a lot to do. I'm so upset I don't have another copy. Okay. Well, this one is almost like the other one that we just had. This is the very back now. Now we've got 24 all together, and I'm going to divide it up into 1, 2, and I'm not saying you have to do this, but this really helps to kind of visualize it. I've got to fit 24 in all, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Do you think it's going to be 5?
No.
5, 10, 15, 20? Nope. It's got to be bigger than that. Luke, what do you think?
6.
6, and 6 is 12. Another 6 is 18. Another 6 is 24. That's it. So 24 divided into 4 groups is going to be 6 in each group. So again, we're going to write 24 divided by 4 is 6. And remember, going the other way, I could check it. 6 times 4 is 24. All right. Now, I'm not going to draw this out because that's too many groups. But, yes, ma'am. She's paying attention. This is fine because I can't stop. I can't say, you guys go ahead and do this and you don't know how to do it. So it's a big help that I'm using this one. So on this one, and anyway, I'm going to find out on the test anyway, which we'll have probably, maybe Friday, I don't know, Friday or Monday. So there's 17 in all, there's 7 groups. Well, let me ask you something. Is 7 half of 14?
Yes.
And when I'm saying half, I'm dividing by 2. So, and let's check. Is 2 times 7 14?
Yes.
Yes. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. So 14 divided into 7 groups, which that number is half of that, and half means 2. And always double check. Go backwards and multiply. 2 times 7 is 14. Then, this is a double. So let's see if we can do this one. 16 divided by 4. It's a double. It's going to be what? 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 divided by 4, make sure you're getting this down, is 4. Okay, yes. What? Yeah, me too. And by the way, let's find these answers. Is 6, 2, oh, these were all together 4. So, Gia, help me out on this one. Okay, let's see if we can all get this. 10 divided by 5. Oh, people. 2. Because this is saying how many 5s in 10? There's 2 5s. Because, yeah, it would be 2. Okay. Well, but then again, if I said 5, is 5 times 5 10? No. Is 2 times 5 10?
Wait, I see a 5 times 5 at the bottom of all the numbers. Like on the
Okay, let's go in order. So let's go ahead and do this one. When I'm dividing by 2, I'm cutting this number in half. Who knows what this number is going to be? 18, cutting it in half, 9. And then look, 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, then this one's a little tricky because I didn't tell you to pull out your multiplication tables. Let's see if we can think it out. What's that? Okay, well, let's not divide. Let's go backwards and multiply. Who thinks I know 3 times, well, in fact, listen carefully. Isn't 3 times 10, 30?
Yes.
Okay, what's 1 less than 10? 9. 3 times 9 is 27. It's 9. 3 times 10 is 30. 1 less, 3 times 9 is 27. Yes. What's that? We'll bring it here real fast. All right. 24 divided by 3. Luke, you don't know that. Do you know that? What do you think?
6, 7.
Okay, 3 times 7 is 21. So it's a little bit higher. 8. 3 times 8. 3 times 8 is 24. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. And by the way, on the next test, I'm not going to expect you to know facts other than maybe 2. Can you handle dividing by 2?
No.
Dividing by 2, okay, listen carefully. When I'm 10, okay, I'm going to have answers that will give you 2 and dividing by 2. For example, I could say 10 divided by 5. How many 5s are in 10? 2. But then if I have 10 divided by 2, yeah, because when you're dividing by 2, you're cutting it in half. You're taking that in half. What's half of 10? What's half of 10? Is 5. So those are the 2 that I'll give you a little pretest just with 2s. Work on your 2s this week. Of 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 3 times 2. Yes, sir.
I asked that question to my brother, and he got it right.
Very good. All right, so let's see. This is when I'm dividing this up. How many 5s are in 20? 4. And in fact, 4 times 5 is 20. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now, this one, you might need to add up to figure it out. 8 plus another 8 is 16. Another 8 is 24. Another 8, it's not going to be 6 times. 8 and 8 is 16. Another 8 is 24. Another 8 is 32. So how many 8s was that?
4.
So there's 4. So you're going to get to use your multiplication table for anything other than the 2s. You're going to get to use that. So let's go ahead and look at this one. All right. Write an equation and tell how many snacks each sister gets. Snacks per sister. Kiana wants to share her snacks with her 2 sisters. Well, if she's got 2 sisters and then there's Kiana, how many people is that? 3. So how many snacks does she have? Okay, so what goes first? Am I dividing up the girls or am I dividing up the snacks? The snacks. So the snacks go first. What's the number of the snacks? 21 divided by how many sisters are there? 3. And see if you can think of 3 times what gives you 21. Is it 3 times 5? What's 3 times 5?
9.
3 times 5? 15. So it has to be bigger than 5. 3 times 6? 3 times 6, 6 and 6 is 12. And another 6 is 18. We're not there yet. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 and 7 is 14. And sometimes you can just keep on adding. That's 14. And another 7 is 21. So that's the equation right there. So each of them are going to get 7 snacks per sister. And I need to watch my time. Okay. Then it says, Preston makes an array of 25 marbles. He says that the number of marbles in each row and each column is the same. Is he correct? Well, how do you make, what two numbers make 25? What times what? 5 times 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 5 by 5. So he says the number of rows are the same as the columns. Is he right? Yes, and just put it's a 5 by 5, which is equal to 5 times 5 is how many? 25. This, yes. And okay, this one. Oh, okay, here we go. So this is a good problem. We're going to learn our 24s.
No.
It's not that bad. 24, if there were 8 groups, how many 8s would it take to add up to 24? No, that 30, that's a big number. 2 8s would be 16. It's going to be 3. Because 8 plus 8 plus 8, that is 24. So if I took, so in fact, let me take that 24 and let's put it right here. Yes. It's okay. Usually if I'm doing it with you, a lot of times I don't because I know the answer is right. But sometimes I make a mistake, so I should. But anyway, we're going to take 24 divided by 3, 24 divided by 4, 24 divided by 6, and 24 divided by 8. So we just said 24 divided by 8. How many 8s are in 24? We just said it. How many people? 3. Okay. So now go back up to here. So what do you think 24 divided by 3 would be? Okay, let's see. Here's a math fact. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. Thank you. Then, let's do this one first. 24 divided by 6. How many 6s in 24? You got it, Tristan? 6 and 6 is 12. And another 6 is 18. And another 6 is 24. So it takes 4 of them. And I can multiply back. 4 times 6 is 24. Well, if I know that 24 divided by 6 is 4, 24 divided by 4 would be what? Would be 6. All right. So I'm going to stop this recording just for the moment because I'm going to come around and not pick this up, but I've got to check it with a couple of extra. I have a